Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh ya ikhwan wa ikhwat fi din al-Islam.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So in this video today, we're going to be covering the topic of where we want to move to when we make Hijrah, inshallah, in 11 months.
Inshallah.
So the top 5 destinations are: number 1, Saudi Arabia. Number 2,
Egypt.
Number 3, Gambia. Number 4,
Dubai.
Number 5, Morocco. So we kind of really got this narrowed down to really the top 3 spaces. Like, so for for me, I really want to go to Saudi, but I know that it's cheaper than the US, but it's still kind of expensive though. So with that being said, I know that Egypt is a lot cheaper, and it's an Arabic speaking country, and it's a Muslim country, and they got schools like that the children could benefit through. Like, it seemed like a very good spot to move to, in my opinion, in my humble opinion.
In your humble opinion, respectfully, you are correct. I also wanted to go to Saudi based off of one of the hadith, the person that makes Hijrah or Umrah, and they passed away, or even if they die in the city of Mecca or Medina, it's that paradise for me. That was one of my main reasons as to why I wanted to go there. Secondly, Egypt, not only can the kids learn there, but for me, I would love to become a student of knowledge and a hafiz of the Quran, inshallah, as yourself. Inshallah, may Allah make that successful for us. I mean, but there's so much learning that we could learn, even within culture-wise there. Now, one of the cons that I saw on there were like the medical, like the hospitals. That was the only con for Egypt for me was the hospitals.
Yeah, the outdated equipment. Yeah, that was a big thing for me. I know Saudi, they had good hospitals, and the medical coverage was free too. So like if you go out there and as long as your visa is valid and you go to a medical facility, then you automatically have medical coverage. Or if you're a citizen of Saudi, you get medical coverage. No, it's very difficult to get citizenship there, but it is possible. Mm-hmm. It's just a few different ways, but right now we just focus on getting to one of these countries and establishing ourselves there and being able to stay there without having to come back ever again. So,
inshallah, bismillah.
Yeah, but although like I would love to live in Saudi, like I think that could be somewhere to get to, that we could build from wherever we move to within one of those other countries, like as far as Egypt or Gambia or even Dubai. It will be right by Saudi, so we could take our umrahs more often. Mm-hmm. And then like we'd be saving so much money on rent that we could actually save up, and then when we raise the kids and they get out on their own, we could move to Saudi when we get older, you know what I mean? After we already went to Egypt or went to other countries and traveled and learned more culture, get more cultured and learn more Arabic, and you know what I mean? And then we could settle in Saudi, inshallah.
Yes. I believe that 100% too, because we wouldn't be, it's a lot of mouths to feed. You are right about that. I love also the benefits of living in Saudi. That was one of the major things. Like, there's always some help. They're always willing to help.
I just love how everybody was Muslim. All the women were covered, like, so you like the lowering your gaze was easier. Like, it's all Muslim. It's just beautiful, like being around like everybody like showing that love. Like it's different people from different parts of the world, from all over the world, all gathered in one place to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like on a big scale though, like millions of people just in one. Like that's wild. Like it's dope to me. It's beautiful. Like and then it really drew me closer, like to being there. Like just seeing the masjids everywhere on every corner. Like every time you walk 2 or 3 minutes, it's another masjid. Like that was beautiful to me. Like and I want to be able to stay in the country like that and experience that on a day-to-day basis.
With following that, I loved and appreciated watching you experience that firsthand, because I've seen, like, you know, even with us being out here in the West, and it's not to take away from anyone, because of course nobody that's not my intention, but I love the fact that everywhere you went, you did not meet any strangeness or strangers within your brotherhood there. That was so beautiful to me. Like, y'all, everyone was like very welcoming to you, even when you gave them their salams. And then you met, what was it, your Uber driver, and y'all became good friends, and y'all were reciting Quran together. It's like,
he wasn't the Uber driver. He was the tour guy. He like basically they got these tours called the Imzar tours, and you pay. I want to say it was like 300 and some reals, which is like, it was like $80 in American money and US dollars, basically. And you pay $80, and the brother take you all over Mecca and give you a tour of all of the holy sites that you go to, and you get to go to the cave where the Quran was revealed in the Jabal Nur, and you get to go to like Muzdalifa and. Like you get to go to Jamarat and Masjid Namara and all of the masjids, like the sacred masjids, the sacred sites of where you go perform Hajj, and like you get to see like the king's palace and all these like other little things. Like they take you on a like full little tour, and then the brother like explain to you like, and then they got a little thing, it's a little thing that play on the radio in the car when the brother was talking to me and telling me, explaining everything. And then we'll recite the Quran together and stuff. He was cool. That was brother Mahmoud. He was a hafiz of Quran.
Alhamdulillah. And then you were walking one day, and some brothers, subhanAllah, it was so beautiful. I cried a little bit. They invited you to drink tea with them. Or was it coffee?
Oh, yeah, we was drinking tea. Them was my brothers from Gaza. MashaAllah. Yeah, them was some good brothers. I met the brother on the way to, I met him on the way to Masjid Haram. He walked with me to Haram, and then we prayed Jummah together. Then after Jummah, we walked back wherever we walked to, and then I seen him like the next day or the day after in front of his spot, and he invited me in, and then we drank some tea, and then we was chopping it up. Good brother. He said his family in Gaza, he said that since the war, like he been over there, stuck over there because you can't go back. And the other brother that I was with, that he introduced me to, he said his son died in the war. May Allah have mercy on him.
Give him Jannah.
Yeah, but that was some good brothers. He spoke real good English too. He was translating for us, because one of the brothers, he spoke English, but his English wasn't as good as the other brother. He was a good brother, mashallah.
And then your first experience when you first got there, you were having an issue with your payment.
Oh, with the visa.
Yeah, with the visa.
Because I didn't have my card. My money was in the savings account. Like you can't buy to spend the money unless it's in the checking account. And I had cash, and I was trying to buy the visa with cash, but they didn't take cash. So the brother, he paid for my visa for me, and then he wouldn't let me pay him back after that.
That's one of the main reasons they keep drawing me closer and closer to there. With Saudi, that's one of my number one favorites. even though we would have to wait eventually to move there, inshallah, I would love for that to be my final place.
Inshallah, me as well.
Inshallah. Now, Egypt, one thing that I love there, from what I have been reading, is like there is so much knowledge. So much knowledge, especially within learning the Quran. And it's not just
what I like about Egypt too. That's where like Abdul Basit and Husari and all of the saucy Quran reciters went to school at. That's why. That's another thing that drew me to it. My bad for cutting you off, though. I just wanted to throw that in there, but go ahead.
And it's not only for children to learn, like adults can get their education there. And then I feel like that would be a beautiful place for raising our children and inshallah our grandchildren one day. I believe also not only with being here, you know, the food is not so healthy here. We have to struggle to eat halal. We have to make sure that we pay attention to every detail on everything that we buy here. Like, we can't just go outside and buy a bag of chips. We have to make sure that we read the label to see if it's halal or not. Like, I 100% am down to go to Egypt. Also Saudi, of course, but that would be another place. And then the rent. Alhamdulillah. I have seen some beautiful rent prices, and we could just pay for like a year. And then the here, we pay so much rent here, that would be like that would be like 2 years there. How much we pay here?
What? No, it wouldn't. Like how much we pay here is like 30,000 a year, basically. We pay 3,000 a month.
No, I'm saying that for that 1 month.
Yeah, the 1 month. Yeah, the 1 month
like
could be a whole.
Yeah.
But like we could pay we could pay for like 10 years or something like if we really wanted to, like in another country, and then and just don't even have to worry about rent. That's the one thing I like that's real like. And man, that's a beautiful thing. Like that'll make so much like stress come up off of it, just because it's difficult, man. Always working like
it feels like living here, we're working to die. Yeah. Like we don't have time to like pick up our heads and smell the water, or even have that quality family time that we all really need to have together, so we can learn, build, and grow as far as a family. I feel like with us going there, we wouldn't have to struggle so much with, or you as well, because you are the leader of the house. Like you wouldn't have to work so hard. You would have a whole lot more time on your hands to help me teach them what I don't know Islamically, and we could all just, alhamdulillah. I just feel like that's a beautiful place to live. The only thing that I worry a little bit about being there is the visa process or the visa progress, because even though we have been doing our homework as far as being there, we don't know what it's going to be like until we get there.
Yeah, the visa options is like they vary. Like the Saudi visa, I was thinking we get the 10-year visa for Saudi, and I found like a discount where you can pay $400 a person, so we can get a 10-year visa for Saudi for each family member, and then we can get the 5-year visa in Egypt, the 5-year tourist visa, and then when we first leave the country, we gonna visit Saudi for a couple weeks or a month or so, then inshallah go to Egypt on our tourist visa, and then you get to stay for 3 months. Then I think you can renew it after 3 months. So we'll be there for 6 months. Then we make Umrah, inshallah, and then we go back for another 3, and then renew it again 6 months. Then make Umrah. I just keep doing that, inshallah. But in the midst of 1 or 2 of them Umrahs, I'm gonna have to come back out here and work like a few months, so we could get a couple bands. inshallah, and then slide back out there. I knew you wasn't gonna like that part. You roll your eyes at me.
Third place is Gambia. I love how easy that it seems like you could just be there.
Yeah, the visa process is hectic easy for them too. It's beautiful, and you could get a what is it called, a residency permit or something like that. All you gotta do is get a lease for a house or apartment, and then you can get the residency permit easy out there. Mm-hmm. Morocco's process was easy too, but their rent was a little bit higher.
A little.
Yeah, you could go to Morocco for 6 months off the first trip without even having no visa, and then after that you gotta extend or whatnot. But yeah, those Dubai, I don't know. I didn't do too much research with the Dubai, but I think they offer a 5-year tourist visa as well. But I think that they rent and they money and so the main thing about some of these countries that we would love to live in, it was the issue of that, the value of their currency, the ratio of how it compares to ours, and then how much stuff costs in those countries compared to the other countries. And it just made more sense to pick a country where our money held more value in, so it could go longer and we could stay longer and figure out what we need to do in order to maintain our hijrah. So with places like Dubai and Saudi, even though those are really the top choices, the price of living there was higher than we were willing to pay at the time. So we got to be able to use one of these other countries that are cheap and use it as a stepping stone to get to where we eventually want to be, inshallah.
Not cheap, affordable.
Yeah. Affordable, cheap, tomato. No, I'm just playing. But all of the houses now, I don't want to say cheap they look raggedy. They still look beautiful. The price is just cheap. Just compared to what we paying out here. The price, the place we live in right now, is a beautiful private house, but the price is just very, very expensive. You probably go get this same kind of house over there just for a fraction of the price that we paying. So in regards to being cheap, I mean the price, not the quality of the place that you live in.
Mm-hmm. I will say, with speaking on Dubai, they have a lot of benefit for Muslims being in that country. So even if we could get a visa, we could probably work something out with being there as well. In Dubai,
I think that was for the residents though. I don't know if it was for just people coming on visas living there. Yeah. I wish it was.
I love that amenity. Especially for
get married. Yeah, how's it going?
You get land for, you feel me, striving to get married. You feel me? That's amazing right there. Just being there.
Alhamdulillah. So yeah, this is what we came up with on the research that we did, talking to each other and seeing our preferences and what we wanted to do, help us to tailor our choices down to that, and hopefully with Allah's guidance and help, we are making a choice that's good for our family to prosper in our Islamic journey, inshallah.
Inshallah. Now, Morocco, I've been seeing, I'm a foodie, so I love Morocco. With the food wise, oh my God, I've been just seeing a whole lot of videos, and a lot of videos are referring back to their food that they have there and their historic, what's the word I want to say? The historic sites, the beautiful history behind that country.
The landmarks and stuff like that.
And the ruins as well. Those were beautiful.
What they got in Morocco? I never really know. I know that they got them saucy masjids for sure.
No, they have a ruins of the I think it was
ancient civilizations or something.
It was so beautiful. But I was looking at some of those buildings, and they were saying that they were extremely narrow, like to get walk through. Like it's very.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it was kind of like between a door to the walkways and the buildings were so close together. I will say I would like to add another place too. You were talking about Yemen. I love.
Yeah, I love Yemen too. It's cheap and it's affordable. It's they speak Fusha Arabic. It's a lot of places to go study. I don't like how the government I don't know how the whole ins and outs of how everything is ran there, but I don't know how well or organized that government system is or how structured it is. And I don't know, I have to learn more about that, but I do like the price of living. I know a lot of people from Yemen, so I like their culture. I like how they take the Islam seriously. So I would move there, or I would take a long vacation there to see how it is or whatnot. But I think really right now, at the time being, my heart really set on out of Egypt and Gambia, just because I want to see Yemen get more stable and structured first.
Yes.
But maybe down the line, before we finalize in Saudi or something, Inshallah. So yeah, we gonna wrap it up there, inshallah ta'ala. We just wanted to give y'all that. And hopefully we inspire some other people to take the same journey, take the same step to move to a Muslim country and make it easier on their family and their children to practice their Islam in an environment that's gonna automatically make it easier based on the fact that everybody around you is on the same type of hype, inshallah ta'ala.
Inshallah.
And everybody knows what you on, basically, because we all on the same thing. In this country that we live in right now, too many people is walking in too many different directions, doing too many different things where they normalizing haram, normalizing sins. And it's better to be somewhere where these things are not normalized, where Islam is the normal, or Islam is the status quo and the standard of what people are doing. So inshallah, Allah guide us to that and help us all to take that step and make the intention.
I will say one more thing too, is don't be afraid of change. Don't be afraid or put it in your head I can't do this. This is too difficult, because anything that you strive for the sake of your Rabb, He will always make it easier for you, even though this life is a test and He puts those tests in our ways. If we seek the guidance that we actually need to get to where we need to get to, He will help us with that. I always believe that and know that for 100%. And do your homework and pray for guidance.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.